We recently went to social to understand what questions the RPA community had for me. We took all questions, everything RPA. If you have any additional questions, you can ask them in the comments below with hashtag AskMicahAnything. Here are the questions we got and the answers that I gave. User Narendra from Instagram asks, how can I learn to use Enterprise A2019? So I would recommend two resources to you. The first is Automation Anywhere University, and I'm sure you've probably heard this over and over, but this is a great resource for learning Automation Anywhere and specifically learning A2019. If you go up to training and then Enterprise A2019, there is a learning path specifically for bot builders, and I would definitely recommend checking that out. It's about 2.5 hours, but it's chock full of good content. You'll go through and build some of your first bots there, and it walks you through a lot of the functions of the control room as well. The second thing I would recommend is to sign up for Innovation Day. Innovation Day is October 6th and 7th of this year. It's actually October 7th is Innovation Day, but there is a pre-event training day, which is on October 6th, and there's a cram session that's being led by John Stuvey. I would definitely check that out. There's going to be some good resources there. He's going to go over some of the content that's really helpful to get you up to speed for not only learning the platform, but also preparing yourself for the advanced certification. Martin on Twitter asks, hi Micah, my name is Martin and I'm beginning to learn RPA through Automation Anywhere University and also learning Python. What do you think are some job roles in which I could use these skills in the future? Martin, great job on getting started with your RPA as well as learning Python. Those are both two skill sets that I think will be in great demand over the next 5 to 10 years. So as far as specific job roles that I think you could focus on, the first would be an RPA developer. I would say that a good RPA developer knows how to use the specific tool, in this case Automation Anywhere. A great RPA developer knows how to use the tool as well as complementary technologies. So if we look at Automation Anywhere, that means using Python, maybe doing some basic Java, even VB scripting. Those kind of technologies work really well together and really expand the tool set that you can use when you're looking to solve automation problems. So I think it's great to continue to focus on both. The second job role or job area that I would look at is process improvement engineer. So a process improvement engineer would be able to analyze and review processes, identify inefficiencies, and then help come up with solutions for automations, right? That may not necessarily be as tech heavy or as dev heavy, but there's probably going to be a good mix of business analysis as well as technology review to be a process improvement engineer. Again, Python's going to be really important there as you help to look at analyzing different processes and hopefully doing some data-driven decision making. The final job area that I would focus on is data science. And this is a huge buzzword right now. It's a really popular area. But I think what I would focus on specifically with RPA is within our RPA processes, we know that there's lots of different areas where I can just insert logging, right? I can do some kind of logging within my process. And all of that logging creates something called data exhaust. And that data exhaust can be used to analyze my processes, maybe find inefficiencies, maybe figure out how I can even improve my own automation. And so I think continuing to learn RPA and continuing to learn Python is going to be a great outlook for you. Kavita on Instagram asks, how can one start a career in RPA after working 6 to 7 years in another domain? Kavita, this is an excellent question and probably a scenario that a lot of people find themselves in, especially because the popularity of RPA is still relatively new. Your question is actually the same question I had a couple years ago. I was working very specifically on a document imaging platform for 10 years, and almost all of my training and almost all of my experience was very specific to that platform. And I was afraid that I didn't have a lot of transferable skills as I moved into RPA or other technologies. The truth was that as I started to learn RPA and as I started to learn about these new technologies, there was a lot of transferable skills, more than I thought that there would be. And so my advice to you would be to just get started. Get started with the training, get started getting hands-on. And from there, I would try to transition into helping others, right? And whether that's through reviewing questions and answering questions on people, working with people within your organization who are starting to do bot builds but running into problems. See where you can help with your troubleshooting and your problem solving skills to give them a lift. Nothing would be better for you than to put yourself in a position where you need to be or have to be the subject matter expert on RPA. That's the position I found myself in. I kind of said, hey, I'll take a try at being this RPA COE lead, and I did it, and I kind of had to force myself to swim as I was learning. And so I would suggest the same for you. Kim Sharma on Twitter asks, I am learning Automation Anywhere and would like to appear for certifications to gain more knowledge and confidence. Can you please guide me on a learning path to crack Advanced and Master Automation Anywhere certification? Kim, I got a couple good resources for you. First off, I would check out Automation Anywhere University. I'm sure you've looked at that, but this is the de facto standard of where to get started. Specifically, I would look at the Bot Developer Learning Trail for A2019. This is going to get you really prepared for that advanced certification. It's going to go over everything from your original first bot build to learning how to use the control room and some other features of the product. The next resource I would check out is the developer portal. This is developer.automationanywhere.com. It's a great resource for tutorials, articles, blog posts on doing bot builds, full bot builds from end to end, tutorials on how to accomplish specific tasks within a bot, as far as going through an Excel spreadsheet or something like that, as well as tutorials on how to do other things with the product. So a good example of that is there's a tutorial to build a package, right? Great way to learn how to use the product in a new way. The last thing I'd point out is the Automation Anywhere YouTube channel, and this is youtube.com/automationanywhere. There's several video playlists I would suggest. The first is the Automation Anywhere Enterprise A2019 how-to library. Great resources there on how to use different packages from within the Automation Anywhere bot building interface, and the AA Illustrates playlist. In the AA Illustrates playlist, they're a little bit longer form, usually 20 to 30 minutes, and we go through full bot builds, topic discoveries. One that I would point out specifically that'll help you with your master's certification is we did an RSS feed reader bot build, and so I would check that out. It's part of the AA Illustrates playlist. Kim, best of luck. I'm sure you're going to crush it. Go be great.